A little instructional video on how to use Sinister. It's not just a hop in and roll kind of car. So you have this key fob. It is a remote that actually senses passively when you approach the vehicle. Okay, it didn't do it that time, but it does. So this door, it doesn't have a latch anymore. No handles here. You got the popper system. If you hit the unlock button, it unlocks the door. It pops it open. If you don't happen to get it on the first pop, well, I mean, I'm looking out right here, but let's say it only pops halfway and the latch recatches like that, just hit it again. Pull the rest of the way open. Pretty simple. On the other side of the car, you'll see these three little fancy lines on there. That's like a, I don't know, a Wi-Fi signal or whatever the jazz. Hold that down for a couple of seconds. Pick-a-pow. That's how you pop the passenger side. The trunk still opens with the key. Behind this panel, you have the battery and the water container for the LSA. Inside the car, you still have a door handle where you can open the door from the inside manually. That way you don't have to rely on just a popper for the outside. Power window controls. This controls both passenger and driver's side. You must have the remote inside the vehicle in order to start it. To know if the car recognizes that the remote is here or not, the start button will start glowing blue. I don't recommend that you leave this in the car all the time because it'll drain the battery of both the remote and the car because this thing is constantly pinging back and forth. Up here on the dash, we have a few different things. We got our headlight switch. Ooh! That turns on the main headlights out front. This switch turns on the red halos. Ah! And then this switch over here on the right is a line lock. In order to operate that, you push the brake and then you pull out and it will lock the front brakes on it so that you can do a burnout. Whenever you're ready to rock and roll, push the button in, it releases the front brakes. Electronic features inside of the car, just to turn them on without turning the car on, hit the button twice. You hear the fuel pump prime, the computer come on, and the screens start turning on. Here we have our 1-gauge system. If you don't like this cool retro gauge, well, you know, too bad. Nah, just kidding. If you tap in the bottom right or the bottom left, it'll switch from screens. If you want to go in and mess with calibrations, tap somewhere up here in the top left. Back to gauges, rock and roll. Stereo, it's a regular touchscreen stereo. Yeah, you play around with it, you'll figure it out. Vintage air controls. Far left here is your fan control. This thing only has the front-facing ducts. We have no defrost in this vehicle, so just leave it on the front-facing ducts, and obviously max cool or not. Pretty simple. The car does have a dome light in it. There's a switch on the back side. You can go from red, not, or white. Starting the vehicle. I don't like to start it with this thing already primed. Since this is an OEM E38 computer, I prefer to start it from scratch. All you got to do to start this vehicle is, one, make sure you have the key in the car, and two, push the brake. Now the vehicle will start. If you only hit the button, it will never turn off until you kill the car. You do not have to start the vehicle with the clutch pressed in. Just make sure that it's in neutral, because if you have it in gear, obviously, and you try to crank this thing, you're going through the door. In the center console, you'll see a little control module for XK Glow, the OBD2 port so that you can plug into the computer if you want to make any tuning changes, and then this little button here. This turns on the underglow. 57 Chevys, hidden gas tank filler. It's in the original spot right here in the tail fin. The car also comes with an integrated automatic trickle charger. Located underneath the passenger side tail frame rail, this is the plug. You simply plug that into that automatic charger, plug it into the wall, and bada boom, bada bing. No need to remove the rear trunk panel to get to the battery to charge it. Under the engine compartment here, we got our radiator fill cap. Obviously the master cylinder gets filled over there. The LSA, its cooler system, the tank is in the trunk of the car. So if you need to refill the water or change that to something else, it's in the trunk. Over here or on either side, we have these vintage valve coil covers. Inside here is the actual oil filter. So if you need to put oil in the car, you remove this by taking off these 4 bolts, and then there's a filler on this side, and then on the other side it'll be in the back. Here behind the AC compressor is the oil dipstick tube. So if you need to check your oil level, there it is right there. That's it. That's all you need to know to operate Sinister. I hope you have a blast with it. Be safe, be fun, and if you need anything, hit me up. Conquer Custom, I'm all over the socials. Take it easy.